a vacuum that they were able to fill with Susan Storm's. So, did Marvel Rivals kill with Susan Storm's?
We are watching is Marvel Rivals the downfall of Overwatch with an apple. I am an Overwatch player of like, I'd say 6 years. I started playing when I was still in school, PS4, OGs, about that shit. And Marvel Rivals, as far as I've played it, I played it for a good 100 hours. That shit, yes. I don't know what Overwatch has been up to since like they went to the free Battle Pass version. I don't know what they've been doing since then. Well, actually, no, I stopped playing when they got the Black Soldier 96 in the game. After that, I was out. I ain't playing nothing after that. So I want to see what's going on. I know that the game is dying, but how bad is it dying? You know what I mean? This video is by Jobin Zonzaltz. I hope I'm saying that right. Let's get into the video. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Let's go.
Marvel Rivals finally end Overwatch. We're all wondering if this is the end of an era, the end of something that was so beautiful. Overwatch flew so close to the sun, and god damn it, did it shine so bright. But every star has an end, and that end is a huge explosion because Magneto probably altered it. Hello everyone, get your top hats, your monocles, your huge pipes, because we are going detecting today. We are getting to the bottom of the mystery. Is Overwatch dead? Yes. Yeah. I see him. I'm seeing him right there. No, there is no pulse. There's no pulse. He's gone. It's actually pretty easy to find for yourself. Concurrent players on Marvel Rivals is sitting at 460,000, while Overwatch 2 has 17,000. Oh my god. This wasn't just a murder. This was a massacre. But why is that? Is Marvel Rivals really that much of a better game than Overwatch 2?
No. They make better decisions than Overwatch 2. They make smarter choices than Overwatch 2. Overwatch, the biggest downfall of that game was when they added, I think it was 6v6, 2 tanks, like 2 of each. They turned the bitch into a 5v5 and made tank only one class. And to subside the less tanks, they boosted all tanks. And people got mad at that. They boosted they boosted everybody so it could match. But then it became a whole a shooter. Like it's like a sponge. It turns into like a sponge kind of game to me. Like it turns into like just shoot. There's really no sense of killing or dying. It's just a whole bunch of just shooting. You're not really doing much of anything. And they started nerfing characters, a whole bunch of other crap.
Well, that's a loaded question because in my opinion, it's not that simple. I have been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals lately and I have been thoroughly enjoying it. But do you want to know something? I don't enjoy Marvel Rivals as much as I enjoyed OG Overwatch. And by OG Overwatch, I mean like the first year of release. Like seriously, you could not get me off that damn game. It would be like 3 a.m. in the morning and I would work at 7 and I would not want to get off. But Marvel Rivals does satisfy that itch of me wanting to play a hero shooter. But we can talk about that in a minute. First, I want to acknowledge something that I think to be true. Marvel Rivals did not kill Overwatch, but it did stomp and mutilate its corpse. Because the answer is super simple. Overwatch killed Overwatch. Exactly. And it really started after the release of Echo. That, in my opinion, is when
Echo was fired
the downward spiral
Echo was actually
began.
gas.
And it never really was able to get back up. Because we all know after Echo's release, Overwatch 1 saw 0 new characters or maps added to the game until Overwatch 2 came out. This was due to the devs moving all of their people to the development of Overwatch 2. And yes, that's understandable, but what a horrible way to get that transition done. I'm sure if given another chance, they would have done it differently and maybe kept some devs on Overwatch 1 to create some maps and characters, but obviously that's not going to happen. So everyone's working on Overwatch 2. They're working on a new PvE mode. They're working on a new heroes, a hero mode, and then Jeff Kaplan quit.
This was such a lot.
Wow,
Ooh.
that was huge
No.
news at the time because
Jeff Kaplan. This nigga here, bro. No. What about that, bro? When Overwatch 2 announced a PvE mode, I stopped playing the game by then, and I heard that. I was like, okay, bet PvE. I like indies. Well, I'm trying to get into indies. I'm gonna try to get into indies. I like solo player experiences. I like single players. I'm thinking bet. And then when I get the game, they talking about so I have to pay for it. No, when I get the game, it's not even there. When I get the game, it's just the same thing as Overwatch 1, and then when they release it, I have to pay for it.
because Jeff was kind of like the Overwatch guy. He was the one always speaking during the dev updates. He was kind of like the front man for Overwatch. We wouldn't find out until years later the real reason that Jeff left. We wouldn't find out until years later why Jeff quit. And honestly, it was shocking, but not surprising, if that makes sense. He quit because he knew that the PvE game mode was scrapped and was never going to come out. They wanted him to go to interviews and do trailers promoting Overwatch 2, promoting this new game mode,
that won't be
as he knew it was not gonna come. So good on him for dipping for that, because that's kind of shady. So all the while, Overwatch 2 is cooking in the oven, poorly by the way, because all the cooks essentially had to throw away all the food that they just made. In like a bad episode of Top Chef, they had to come up with something on the fly. All the while, Overwatch was starving for content, and they slowly started to see their player base diminish. But everyone still kind of had high hopes at the time. They thought, hey, well, at least we're getting a PvE mode soon, right? Right? Well,
bro, I was done as soon as I didn't see no PvE. I swear to God, I was done. I was not going for none of that BS no more. I was actually out of there. I haven't played that game since. I'm so serious.
We know the answer to that. Boom, 2022 finally comes. We finally get Overwatch 2.
You gotta pay for it,
all
bro.
its glory. I was done. And we got 2 new characters, 1 new game mode, and a super stress tank player because it's 5v5 now. Wait. These don't sound like good things? Well, because they really weren't that great. I guess for some people, they thought this was good enough, but hey, they kept playing because in a few months, we're gonna get PvE mode. And before we continue, I wanna make one thing very clear. I hated that Blizzard deleted Overwatch 1 and made players download Overwatch 2 to play, but I did think it was really cool that they let you keep all of your cosmetics from Overwatch 1, so thumbs up for that. So Overwatch 2 is out and is getting kind of like meh reviews, more of the same type of gameplay reviews. It did not make the impression it really needed to. And everyone was kind of like, this is what you made us wait 3 years for? This is why you kept us starving? And just a few months later, we got the news that the PvE mode had been scrapped and that this was Overwatch 2.
I was done.
And everyone collectively realized what had happened. Overwatch's model of selling loot boxes to players wasn't bringing the cash they wanted anymore. So the reality is that they made Overwatch 2 to change the entire storefront. Skins cost $20 now, and we can expect season passes every 3 months or whatever. Characters are no longer free and they are now behind the battle pass. Cool, exactly what we needed. This was the real reason Overwatch 1 was deleted. For money. And to absolutely no one's surprise, people were not happy about it. This is when Overwatch died. This is when people lost all respect. And this is when Overwatch was forgotten. Now let's talk a little bit about Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals was announced on March 27th.
Y'all want to be latest? Let me know in the comments.
2024, and when the game was announced, it was received with very positive feedback. A lot of people praising its art direction, the voice lines, and pleased that the devs NetEase put actual gameplay in the initial trailer. This reveal trailer had some Overwatch players concerned, but many of them did not think that Marvel Rivals would hold a candle to Overwatch. People were too fast to play it off as an Overwatch clone, which in all honesty, it kind of is. It's just different enough to not be considered a full-fledged clone.
All it is just decisions, like smart decision changes. That's all this. Like, that's all I see Overwatch Rivals is. A swap, a reskin of Marvel, fucking cap licenses, and just play the game correctly. That's all I see this game is, and it's actually good for it. Plus, I like Spider-Man, and I like Black Panther, and I like.
But let's be honest, guys. The reason that Marvel Rivals was able to have so many characters at launch is because they kind of copied their classmates' homework. But it wasn't until the first early access event that a lot of Overwatch players and content creators
Their classmate
began
gotta be,
to
they gotta
realize that this was it. This is the game we are moving to. They would release a game with over 30 characters, 3 game modes, and 9 maps. And they have even promised that they would release a new character every month and a half. On top of that, the maps are destructible, they have environments you can interact with, and all of the characters are so broken that the game feels fun. Where Overwatch has gone through the path to make characters equally viable, Marvel Rivals has kind of gone down the road of, does Iron Man even run out of fuel during the movies? No? Okay, cool. So he won't in the game. They aren't focused on making every character competitive. They are focused on the fun factor, which is super refreshing because Overwatch hasn't been doing that for a long time. If you're playing Overwatch, you have to like constantly be looking up updates. Has this character gotten nerfed? Has this character gotten buffed? Has this character got a whole rework? And Marvel Rivals is more like, well, you know, Punisher can be Bastion and like never run out of ammo. And it doesn't matter. Iron Man can fly the whole time. We don't have to have somebody like chronically pushing shift. The game is also 6v6 and there is no role queue. So you can play 60 PS on your team just as the good Lord intended. And trust me when I say that Marvel Rivals feels like the full package. You can tell the devs of this game loved Overwatch. Until they gathered what they thought was the best parts of Overwatch and added what they thought it was missing to make a fun and polished game. And yes, the Marvel IP does help with the popularity of Marvel Rivals,
Definitely.
but it doesn't carry Marvel Rivals. Want proof?
Right. Oh, I think he's just about to say it. Their actual PVE with the whole like Marvel girl, the stretchy girl, Mr. Fantastic's cousin. That game was ass, bro. I played it fully through. It was a good story. No, okay story. The grind and all that, mess with that. I did play it, but I had no friend. I didn't have any friends to play it with, so it got dry real fast. I was out of there in like, I say 2-3 months after the game was done. I wasn't playing it no more. And that game was just bad. Like, it was just money after money after money grab. Like, they had no sauce, no sauce to their game.
Okay, cool. In the comments, leave me a review of Marvel Avengers, or how about Midnight Sun? Leave me a comment of your review of Midnight Sun.
I wanted to play that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Marvel Rivals capitalized on the mishaps of Blizzard, and they knew that they were provided a vacuum that they were able to fill with Susan Storm's. So, did Marvel Rivals kill with Susan Storm's? So, did Marvel Rivals kill Overwatch? No, but they did run over its corpse. But it is sad to see. Honestly, I don't even think that the Marvel Rivals team wants to see Overwatch be dead. You just know that they love the game, and we're all collectively sad that it's going down this way. And the worst part is I don't see a future where Overwatch makes a comeback. There's so many issues that game has, so many broken promises, and the smell of desperation for cash from its player base is palpable. It's disgusting. Overwatch kind of reminds me of going to a mall in 2025. Many times it's empty, there's lights on, there's some people there, but no one's shopping, no one's buying anything. Like a mall, it's not going out with a big explosion, a huge celebration. It went out with a whimper. and I don't think it has the strength to claw its way out, especially when its successor is so high on top of the mountain. If you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing, leaving a like and a comment. All that stuff really does help with.
I definitely did enjoy the content. Y'all go follow him. Like, I said follow, subscribe. If I react to it, it's a good video. That's how my job goes. I don't react to trash. That's fine. But yeah, this was a good video. I had a good video too. I'm out of here.